The 13th century was a time of great upheaval in Anatolia. The Seljuk Sultanate of Rum, once a powerful empire that dominated much of the region, was crumbling. In its place, numerous smaller principalities, known as beyliks, emerged, each vying for power and control. These beyliks, with their own ambitions and rivalries, created a complex and volatile political landscape. The Byzantine Empire, once a formidable force, had also been weakened, further contributing to the instability of the region. This power vacuum created fertile ground for the rise of a new empire, one that would forever change the course of history. The collapse of the Seljuk Sultanate left Anatolia fragmented and vulnerable. The once strong central authority had dissipated, replaced by a patchwork of competing beyliks. This fragmentation made the region susceptible to both internal strife and external threats. The Byzantine Empire, while weakened, still posed a significant challenge in the west, eager to reclaim lost territories. In this tumultuous environment, a new power began to emerge in the region of Bithynia, a small tribe led by a visionary leader named Osman. Amidst the chaos and uncertainty of 13th century Anatolia, a new power was rising in the region of Bithynia, the Ottoman Beylik. This small but ambitious beylik was led by Osman Gazi, a skilled warrior and a shrewd strategist. Osman inherited a small territory from his father, Ertugrul, but he possessed grand ambitions, dreaming of carving out a vast empire from the remnants of the Seljuk Sultanate. Osman's leadership qualities quickly distinguished him from the other beyliks. Osman Gazi understood that to succeed, he needed to build a strong and loyal army. He attracted seasoned warriors and ambitious young men to his cause, promising them both wealth and glory in his campaigns. He embraced a policy of religious tolerance, welcoming Muslims and non-Muslims alike into his ranks. This inclusive approach fostered loyalty and attracted skilled individuals from diverse backgrounds, further strengthening his growing army. Osman's military prowess soon became evident as he led his forces in a series of successful raids against neighboring Byzantine territories, expanding his beylik's borders and bolstering his reputation as a formidable leader. So Osman Gazi had his eyes set on İnegöl. It was a really important city in northwestern Anatolia. Think of it like a major crossroads where all the important trade routes met. If Osman Gazi controlled İnegöl, he'd control the flow of goods and the money that came with it. That money could then be used to build a stronger army and expand his territory even more. Taking İnegöl wasn't just about money though, it was also a big symbol. Capturing this important Byzantine city would show everyone how powerful the Ottomans were becoming. And it would be a big hit to the already weakening Byzantine Empire. But taking İnegöl wouldn't be a walk in the park. The city was well protected with big, strong walls and lots of Byzantine soldiers. Even though the Byzantine Empire was getting weaker, it was still a powerful enemy. They wouldn't want to lose such an important city. Osman Gazi knew attacking directly would be a bad idea. Lots of his soldiers could get hurt or killed. He needed a smart plan, he would need to be brave, and he would need his soldiers to be loyal and ready to fight. This battle for İnegöl was going to be a big deal. It would change the future for both the Ottomans and the Byzantine Empire forever. İnegöl stood as a gateway between the fledgling Ottoman Beylik and Byzantine Anatolia. Its capture would signify a symbolic victory, showcasing the Ottomans' growing power. For Osman Gazi, İnegöl was a stepping stone towards his grand vision of empire. Controlling İnegöl meant access to lucrative trade routes and resources. The wealth would strengthen his army and attract skilled artisans and scholars. İnegöl's capture would serve as powerful propaganda, attracting new recruits. The Byzantine Empire, already weakened, would be further challenged. İnegöl's fate could tip the balance of power in the region. Recognizing the need for a carefully crafted strategy, Osman Gazi dispatched his most trusted spies and scouts to gather intelligence on İnegöl's defenses. These individuals, masters of stealth and deception, infiltrated the city's surroundings, meticulously observing troop movements, assessing the strength of the fortifications, and identifying any potential weaknesses that could be exploited. Their reports, relayed back to Osman through a network of secret messengers, provided him with a detailed understanding of the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead. The information gathered by his intelligence network painted a clear picture for Osman. İnegöl, while heavily fortified, was not impregnable. The Byzantine garrison, though well-equipped, was demoralized, a reflection of the Byzantine Empire's waning power and internal struggles. Osman, a master strategist, recognized that a prolonged siege would play to his advantage. A siege would not only exhaust the defenders but also allow him to leverage the superior mobility and fighting spirit of his troops. Osman Gazi, drawing upon his deep understanding of both warfare and the psychology of his enemies, devised a multi-pronged strategy. He would lay siege to the city, cutting off its supply lines and gradually weakening its defenses. Simultaneously, he would launch a series of calculated raids on surrounding Byzantine settlements, disrupting their ability to reinforce the besieged city. This two-pronged approach, designed to weaken both the morale and the material resources of his adversaries, was a testament to Osman's strategic brilliance and his unwavering determination to secure victory for his people. With a plan firmly in place, Osman Gazi rallied his troops, their faces reflecting a mixture of anticipation and uncertainty as they prepared for the long march towards İnegöl. The air buzzed with a nervous energy, a palpable tension that underscored the gravity of their mission. Osman, a charismatic leader who inspired unwavering loyalty in his men, rode among them, his presence instilling a sense of purpose and determination. He reminded them of the sacrifices made by their forefathers, their struggle to carve out a homeland amidst the chaos of Anatolia. The Ottoman army, a diverse force comprising seasoned veterans and eager young recruits, marched across the Anatolian landscape, their footsteps echoing their shared determination. They carried with them not only the weight of their weapons, but also the hopes and dreams of their people, the yearning for a secure and prosperous future. Each day brought them closer to their objective. The imposing walls of İnegöl looming larger on the horizon, a constant reminder of the challenge that lay ahead. As the Ottoman army approached İnegöl, Osman Gazi ordered his scouts to fan out and gather final intelligence on the city's defenses. He knew that the element of surprise would be crucial in the initial stages of the siege. The scouts, their movements as silent and deadly as the desert wind, returned with detailed reports, confirming the strength of the fortifications, but also highlighting weaknesses that could be exploited. With each passing hour, the tension mounted as the fate of İnegöl, and perhaps the future of the Ottoman Beylik, hung precariously in the balance. The arrival of the Ottoman army at İnegöl marked the beginning of a tense standoff. Osman Gazi, a master of siege warfare, knew patience was his greatest weapon. He ordered his troops to encircle the city, cutting off supply lines. The siege began, a battle of wills between attackers and defenders. The air crackled with tension, anticipation heavy over the battlefield. Probing attacks tested İnegöl's defenses. Archers unleashed volleys of arrows towards the city walls. Skirmishers harassed defenders, searching for weaknesses. The defenders, disciplined by Byzantine training, responded in kind, repelling each assault with unwavering resolve. Every inch of ground was fiercely contested. Osman Gazi moved among his troops, offering words of encouragement, reminding them of the glory that awaited upon victory. He knew a long siege could test even seasoned warriors. He organized prayer sessions, invoking divine favor, ensuring his troops were well fed and cared for. His leadership maintained the Ottoman army's fighting spirit. The siege was a battle of minds. Osman Gazi recognized the importance of psychological warfare. He ordered the construction of massive siege engines. Catapults hurled stones and burning projectiles into the city. Battering rams pounded relentlessly against the gates, their thunderous blows echoing across the battlefield. These displays aimed to chip away at the defenders' morale. Section 2. The defenders of İnegöl holding the line. The Byzantine garrison of İnegöl faced relentless Ottoman attacks. Their commander rallied them, emphasizing duty and faith. Every soldier knew the gravity of their situation. Despite dwindling supplies, they fought with courage. Archers rained arrows, soldiers hurled stones and pitch, blacksmiths repaired breaches tirelessly. The siege was costly for both sides. Civilians endured unimaginable hardships. Their resilience was remarkable. The siege of İnegöl highlighted the human cost of war. Section 3. Strategic maneuvers, exploiting weaknesses. Osman Gazi noticed a vulnerable section of İnegöl's defenses. Located on a steep incline, it was neglected by the Byzantines. Osman devised a daring plan. Under darkness, agile soldiers scaled the incline, their mission infiltrate and open the gates. The main force created a diversion. The defenders were caught off guard. Section 4. A moment of truth. The siege intensifies. The Ottoman infiltrators reached the base of the city wall. They scaled the wall with grappling hooks, moving quickly and silently. Their hearts pounded, fear battling with determination. They were the vanguard of the Ottoman dream. Reaching the top, they found a deserted stretch of battlements. Byzantine guards were quickly dispatched. The Ottoman soldiers secured their position. They knew their advantage could evaporate in an instant. The infiltrators exploited their advantage. They cut down any guards in their path. The defenders panicked, their ranks dissolving into chaos. The cry went up, "The Ottomans are inside the walls." The siege of İnegöl had reached a critical turning point. The main gate crashed open, signaling the end of the Byzantine resistance. Osman Gazi rode through the breach, eyes ablaze with victory. Ottoman warriors surged into the city, their shouts of victory mingling with the cries of the defeated. The siege of İnegöl was over. The Ottoman infiltrators silently made their way through İnegöl's darkened streets. Their objective, to open the gates from within. They overwhelmed the Byzantine guards with stealth and force. The massive gates of İnegöl were flung open. Ottoman forces surged forward, their battle cries echoing. The defenders, caught off guard, scrambled in chaos. The fall of İnegöl was now inevitable. The battle for İnegöl erupted into a savage melee, a desperate struggle for survival. Ottoman and Byzantine soldiers clashed in narrow streets, each swing a desperate gamble for survival. The air echoed with the clang of steel and the screams of the wounded. The narrow streets turned the battle into individual duels. Amidst the chaos, acts of heroism and barbarity played out. As the night wore on, the tide turned in favor of the Ottomans. Osman Gazi, calm amidst the storm, inspired his troops to victory. With the Ottoman forces pouring through the breached gates and the defenders fighting a losing battle against a superior foe, panic spread through the streets of İnegöl like wildfire. Civilians, caught in the crossfire of a battle they could not hope to understand, fled in terror, seeking refuge in their homes, in the temples, anywhere they could escape the carnage unfolding around them. Their cries mingled with the din of battle, a chilling symphony of despair and destruction. The once bustling marketplace, now littered with the bodies of the dead and dying, stood as a grim testament to the savagery of war. Stalls overturned, goods scattered, the air thick with the stench of blood and fear. The cries of the wounded mingled with the triumphant shouts of the victors, a discordant chorus that spoke of the brutality and finality of conquest. Within the Byzantine command post, the commander, his face ashen, his armor stained with the blood of his men, realized the futility of further resistance. The city was lost, his troops overwhelmed, his defenses shattered. With a heavy heart, he ordered his surviving men to lay down their arms, to spare themselves and the remaining citizens further bloodshed. As dawn broke over the blood-soaked streets of İnegöl, a hush fell over the city. The Ottoman army, weary but triumphant, began the grim task of consolidating their victory. The Byzantine survivors, their faces etched with defeat and despair, were rounded up and processed, their fate uncertain, their future bleak. The battle for İnegöl was over, but the war for control of Anatolia had just begun. With the city firmly in Ottoman hands, Osman Gazi turned his attention to consolidating his victory. He ordered his troops to restore order, tend to the wounded, and ensure no resistance remained. His soldiers, exhausted but exhilarated, carried out their duties with discipline. Osman Gazi extended a hand of peace to the citizens of İnegöl. He assured them their lives, property, and religious freedoms would be respected. He promised economic prosperity and a future free from fear. Osman Gazi implemented policies to heal the wounds of war. Taxes were lowered, trade routes reopened, and artisans encouraged to settle. Public works projects provided employment and fostered a sense of shared purpose. The capture of İnegöl marked a turning point in the rise of the Ottoman Empire. It served as a powerful symbol of Ottoman might and inspired hope. The victory brought resources and strategic advantages for further expansion. The stage was set for an empire that would span 3 continents. As dawn broke, Osman Gazi rode triumphantly through İnegöl's shattered gates. His soldiers' cheers echoed, their faces lit by torches. Osman, in gleaming armor, surveyed the scene with determination. He rode to the citadel, now draped in Ottoman banners. Addressing his warriors, he praised their bravery and urged mercy. Section 2. Securing the spoils of war. Osman Gazi's victory at İnegöl yielded weapons, armor and supplies, bolstering the Ottoman army. Quartermasters meticulously inventoried and distributed the spoils. Byzantine prisoners were treated respectfully, offered allegiance or safe passage. Osman issued proclamations ensuring safety and order, reopening markets and repairing infrastructure. He encouraged respect for locals to maintain stability. Section 3. The Seeds of an Empire. The capture of İnegöl was pivotal in the rise of the Ottoman Empire. It symbolized Osman Gazi's vision and leadership. His followers believed in their destined greatness. İnegöl's strategic position spurred Ottoman expansion. It provided resources, recruits, and opportunities. Wealth from taxes strengthened Osman's army and court. The victory shook the weakened Byzantine Empire. Doubt and fear spread among Byzantine rulers. The balance of power in Anatolia shifted. For Osman, İnegöl's capture was just the beginning. He knew the Byzantines wouldn't give up easily, but he had ignited a powerful spirit of unity. The seeds of an empire were sown, destined to grow into a mighty oak. Section 1. A legacy forged in battle. The Battle of İnegöl marked a pivotal moment in Ottoman history. Osman Gazi's strategic brilliance and his warriors' courage led to victory. The capture of İnegöl expanded Ottoman territory and ignited an empire. The battle's echoes signaled a new power on the world stage. Under Osman's leadership, the Ottomans proved their strength. They were a force to be reckoned with, both militarily and politically. The victory was a triumph of vision and determination. Osman Gazi inspired loyalty, understanding the true strength of an empire. The legacy of İnegöl extended far beyond the battlefield. It forged the Ottoman identity and shaped their institutions. Inspired by early successes, the Ottomans conquered vast territories. Part 2. İnegöl, a symbol of Ottoman growth. The Battle of İnegöl, sometimes forgotten because of bigger later victories, is still a powerful symbol of the Ottoman spirit. Their toughness, their cleverness, their never-give-up attitude. It reminds us that even the biggest empires start small, that every big story is built on bravery, sacrifice, and strong belief. İnegöl, once a small town on the edge of a falling-apart empire, became a super-important Ottoman city, a symbol of their big plans and their lasting impact. Today, the city is proud of its exciting past. You can almost hear the footsteps of history in the streets, and the walls seem to whisper stories of bravery, victory, and the strength of the human spirit. The story of İnegöl is a story of change, of a new empire rising from the ruins of an old one. It's a story filled with bravery, ambition, and the chase for a dream. It's a story that still inspires us today, reminding us that even when things seem impossible, even when the world is changing and confusing, people with a vision and strong belief can create their own future.